Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here in Cairns, Australia, and I'm here at the Flynn in Cairns, which is the Crystalbrook Flynn, actually, and we've been here the past few days and had a marvelous time, and I'm here with Joel Gordon, who's the regional general manager for the 3 hotels here that Crystalbrook Collection has, and we're going to talk about those hotels because they really are very special, very unique accommodations, all fairly new, and great dining. A great town to really have some fun in, and of course, as you know, this is the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef and of course the rainforest in Queensland. We're going to talk about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Joel, first of all, we saw each other last night at a great dinner that you hosted. We're going to talk about that restaurant in a second, but let's first of all talk about Crystalbrook Collection. What is that?
Yeah, of course. Crystalbrook Collection is a collection of hotels, a lifestyle brand of hotels that we feel is a bit of a disruptor to the market because we're not a cookie cutter hotel chain. We actually try to challenge the norms, do things a little bit differently as well. And at the heart of everything that we do is sustainability and what we like to refer to as responsible luxury. And that is about minimising paper throughout our hotels and in particular into the rooms as well, minimising single-use plastics and being very mindful about how the modern-day traveller is travelling. And we've really tried to minimise those tiny little 30ml amenity bottles. We've put pump packs in the room. We've really tried to couple that up with technology into the room as well, and each of the rooms have in-room iPads where you can book any of our 9 restaurants and bars here in Cairns.
That's across all 3 hotels. It's amazing. And now I've noticed that you really are committed, and we're out here actually in one of we're on the ground floor, but it's a lovely bar, and above us is a restaurant. But let's talk about the 3 hotels here.
Yeah, sure.
And we are at the Flynn, but what are the other 2?
Yeah, sure. So in the back end of 2018, we opened up Riley. And Riley, we like to think of our hotels as individual siblings. So Riley is the more mature, older sibling, loves the finer things in life, sitting by the pool, loves a luxury lifestyle as well. So that's our flagship hotel. Then we have Bailey, which is only about 300 metres away from Riley, so a very short walk. And Bailey is the thoughtful, arty one. That's the middle sibling. Bailey is all about celebrating local art and local produce as well, which we have an abundance here of in Cairns as well. And then we have Crystalbrook Flynn, and Crystalbrook Flynn is
where we are now, right?
Exactly right. It's standing on the ground floor on the Esplanade overlooking a beautiful coral sea. But Crystalbrook Flynn is the wild child or the social butterfly of the 3, and the more immature one. You can see rooftop DJ parties, very high energy, bold, bright, beautiful. So across the 3 hotels, each of them have a unique individual personality and unique style. But across the 3, we have 877 rooms.
That's a lot of rooms. Now, they're all about the same size, or what's the largest one?
Look, the largest one we have available is actually here at Crystalbrook Flynn. Okay. It's 120 square metres in total. 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom with a great big spa bath as well, overlooking the Coral Sea with an expansive deck as well. So we have 3 of those suites in this hotel. Okay. Across Crystalbrook Flynn, we have 18 suites. At Bailey, we have 1 suite. And then at Riley, we have 7 suites, and all very luxurious.
And you have all the different categories of rooms, I'm sure, throughout, right?
Yeah, correct. We have lead-in rooms, which is typically our urban room types, that still faces out towards the Atherton table and still beautiful views. And then they range over to sea view rooms, looking out over the Coral Sea, and then we step up into our suites and our more premium rooms after that.
And then, of course, one of the big things for your all 3 hotels is dining.
Yes.
And so let's talk about the restaurants in all 3. Last night we were across the way in a marvelous restaurant, but tell us about that restaurant and all the other ones.
Yeah, sure. So we have 9 restaurants and bars across our 3 properties here as well, so quite the injection of restaurants and bars. Last night we were at CC's, which is our bar and grill, and more of our premium.
That's which hotel is that?
That's at Crystalbrook Bailey.
Crystalbrook Bailey.
On the ground floor, yeah, exactly right. And our philosophy, before we get to CC's and talk about that concept, our philosophy around food and beverage is to ensure that it's available for absolutely everyone in the destination. And we've really turned the old school hotel thinking around putting restaurants in hotels and rather having restaurants available for people who are just visiting the destination, and we really feel that the guests are our cream on top. So each of our venues are detached from lobbies, so you don't have to walk through any hotel lobbies to come and visit any of our 9 venues across the 3 properties, and really want to make it very accessible for people who are here in the destination, travelling in the destination, but also guests can feel extremely special that they've got 9 premium venues that they can go and visit as well. So going back to CC's, each of our restaurants and bars has a bit of a theme towards it. CC's is really or paying homage to our Crystal Brook beef story. So as part of the company, we also have 4,500 cattle. It sits around 3.5 hours west.
As every hotel chain should have. There's a lot of cattle. Right?
Exactly right. And that sort of works within our sustainability story too, our responsible luxury around that paddock to plate story. So there's no better restaurant to really represent that paddock to plate story than CC's Bar and Grill. We have our own dry aging facility there.
I saw that.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And then we also want to make sure that we bring the farm to the table. So there's little nuances in the restaurants itself that really pay homage to what we do out at Chiligo, which is farming our own beef. So last night was spectacular. We had an amazing grazing board for entree. A select of steaks for main, and then a beautiful dessert board.
I was full. I got to tell you, I got to the dessert board. Could I do it? I had a little bit. Yeah. So it was excellent, and it really was a superb meal. But that's really your great steakhouse. And what are the other restaurants at the other places you have?
Yeah, sure. At Crystal Brook Riley, we have 3 restaurants and bars. Our most premium offering there is Rocco. So Rocco sits on level 12 above a newly designed and newly constructed glass tower. In that glass tower we have 55 premium accommodation rooms, plus and also Rocco, which sits on level 12 there. So that is a premium bar that has a fantastic champagne selection ranging from $120 a bottle all the way up to $7,000 a bottle.
Some fantastic views too.
Some amazing views. 270 degree views out over the Coral Sea in particular, and then back over the Atherton tablelands as well, where we source all of our produce locally also. So, Rocco is all about herb-infused cocktails, Instagrammable cocktails, and I would applaud anyone who jumps onto Instagram and has a look at our Rocco fan page because, some amazing cocktails there. And then on the ground floor of Crystal Brook Riley, we have Paper Crane, and that's an interactive Southeast Asian restaurant, and really representing Asian marketplace where people can come, have an interactive dining experience. We've got cocktail carts that go around there, and a really interactive menu with the chefs coming out to the tables and explaining about all of our produce as well. We've also got Greenfields, which is an old Californian style cafe, and really that's about healthy eating, health food, shakes in the morning, coffee in the morning, all that type of thing as well. So
and now we're over here. We're at the Flynn, and we actually just came downstairs from your sort of marquee Italian restaurant.
Yeah, correct. So we've got 3 restaurants and bars in Crystal Brook Flynn as well. Where we're standing right now is Boardwalk Social. So this is our largest venue that we have across the 3 properties, and this one holds up to 500 people at any one time. More of an upmarket gastro pub. We have 32 beers on tap here, plus an extensive gin selection as well. We've got 4 large screen TVs plus a video wall, so perfect for large scale events or birthday parties. But really this venue was about being something for everyone, and I think when you've got up to 500 seats in a venue, you need to be something for everyone. We also have a glass pool as well, which provides some entertainment in particular times of the day.
Yeah, but, we can see it. We can see it from here, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I like to call it the human aquarium. Okay. But yes, some people can be treated to dinner and a showdown here. But look, we've also got our premium Italian restaurant, Flynn's Italian, which sits on level 1. That seats up to 140 people. And the concept behind that restaurant was around paying homage to the agriculture story here in Cairns, which originally when Cairns people started to migrate into Cairns, it was actually the Italians who came and they started their sugarcane farms. And as you travel around Cairns, you'll see a lot of sugarcane farms, and that's where they all started, was the Italians came into town and started farming sugarcane. So you're on the Flynn's Italian menu, you'll find sugarcane infused menu items, and also through the cocktail list as well, we've tried to infuse as much sugarcane as possible into our cocktail list. So that restaurant seats about 140 people, and as you just alluded to, that's where breakfast is held 7 days a week as well. On the second floor is our whiskey and wine bar. So that's another premium offering that we have here, and is exactly what you would think it would be, and that is an extensive range of wine. an extensive range of whiskey as well. So in that venue, it's really about the bartenders. We tried to build a story around the bartenders and making sure that the bartenders can tell their story. You know, obviously people in hospitality and hotels are extremely passionate about what they do, and the bartenders in Whiskey and Wine Bar are no different. So we've got expansive views, again, out over the Coral Sea, which is fantastic. Great place for a bit of people watching. And then we also have a small menu that really complements the beverage, so the whiskey and wine up there. So we've got 9 food items up there that really you can pair with wine, you can pair with whiskey, and it's really just an experimental experience. It's wonderful up there, but that's the 3 venues here at
no, that's amazing. I mean, you're not going to go hungry here,
no.
Or thirsty for that matter, and it really is. And then, you know, you're right kind of in the heart, right off the water here, which has a lineup of other restaurants and places, so you can walk all around this area, and then you walk down to where all the boats are to get you out into the Great Barrier Reef. And that kind of leads me into that other questions. What do people do here when they come and stay with you? I mean, what are the activities that they engage in? Obviously, you are the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef, right?
We are the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef, and it's a very unique place because this is where 2 wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef and also the Daintree rainforest, meet as well. So it's a very
talk about that is either Great Barrier Reef or rainforest. So you got a choice there. We've done both. Yeah, the last 2 days we've done both. So that's
yeah, exactly right. So it's where the reef meets the rainforest. And a very unique spot. Apart from that, we also have a lot of Indigenous experiences on offer as well, a plethora of Indigenous experiences, and also outback experiences as well.
So you can go out to the outback from here too, which I didn't know that was possible. But I mean, cause it's so green here. It looks, you have the rainforest, you have the Great Barrier Reef. You don't think, okay, they also have the outback too.
Yes, exactly right, and amazing operators that operate their businesses straight out of Cairns as well. You know, the marina from where we stand right now is approximately a 10-minute walk, so a very short walk. Grab a coffee in the morning, head down there, in particular if you're doing a reef experience. At the height of COVID also, where we sort of stand right now and looking out onto the Cairns Esplanade, the Esplanade has been a huge part of tourism infrastructure for quite some time. And at the height of COVID, the Cairns Council ended up refurbishing the entire Esplanade.
It is beautiful. It's great. We walked it a few times because we had to get down to our boat. So that
yeah, look, as we sit here now, the amount of people walking up and down the Esplanade at the moment is wonderful, and it's great to see Cairns as a destination sort of turn back on again. So yeah, and apart from the reef, the rainforest, the Indigenous experiences, and the outback. The nightlife is something special as well, and we're a huge part of that.
Sunday and Monday night, it's pretty hopping here. It's pretty crazy.
No, it really is, and I think given that we've got a huge amount of tourism infrastructure, means that we've got a huge amount of tourism operators and employees through the tourism sector here as well. So we always need to make sure that we've got great nightlife facilities. There's a number of bars, clubs, and a lot of new operators that are coming into town as well to really lift that bar and culture scene. For quite some time, Cairns has been sort of that bucket list destination, and really part of our story is to not only reinvigorate luxury travel in through Cairns, but also be able to provide a spot where the hospitality, the bars and the restaurant scene, the arts and the culture can continue to bring people back here for a second, third, fourth, fifth time. We don't want it to continue to be that bucket list destination because of the reef and the rainforest. We want people to be able to come back and experience the true, genuine hospitality that Cairns has to offer.
Absolutely. Now, let me just turn back to the hotels for a quick thing, because I did forget about one thing. You do have full service. You have a spa in this hotel. Do you have spas in the other one, or is just this one?
Yeah, we do. We've got a day spa called Alamay Day Spa, which we own and operate as well. So Alamay Day Spa is located at Crystalbrook Riley. And then we have Alamay Day Spa located at Crystalbrook Flynn as well. So 2 day spas.
And you got fitness centers and all kinds of things. So you can just walk around and be fit here, I got to tell you.
Well, every single morning, or let's say most mornings, I'm up at 6 a.m. and I actually do the walk down the Esplanade. It's around about 5 kilometres between Crystalbrook Flynn and to the end of the Esplanade. It's a beautiful way to start the day, and in particular this time of year, it's Australia's winter at the moment. We're standing here, it's about 25, 26 degrees here in Cairns at the moment, which is absolutely spectacular.
That's centigrade, so don't. It's Fahrenheit's a little, yes. But as you can see, we're not wearing jackets at all, so I think we're okay. It's not. It is not a cold destination in the winter. It is the tropics.
Yeah, it is. It is, and we're very blessed, in particular with weather around this time of year. You know, it's a wonderful place all year round. It's basically, you know, for me, one of the big draw cards of not only opening these 3 hotels, but was also the destination as well. And it's a fantastic destination to work, play, travel to. You know, it's wonderful.
Well, it is great, and you have, these are your sort of 3 main hotels down there, but you also have some hotels elsewhere. You have some hotels down in Sydney. You have some hotels in our next destination, which is Brisbane. I think we're staying in one, the Vincent.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to that, because if this is any example of what you offer, I'm really looking forward to Vincent and experiencing that. But these are really special places. They're not beach hotels. Let's get that straight. The beach is not here because it's sort of farther down the coast, but they are in the heart of the city, which is a really laid-back, cool city, a heart of nightlife, and not too far from all those boats that you have to go to if you want to get out in the Great Barrier Reef. And again, just a bus ride away from the rainforest. So it really is the central location, right?
No, it's wonderful, and like you say, we've got 7 hotels and resorts across the country at the moment, all along the eastern seaboard. Crystal Brook Vincent, 166 rooms, 2 restaurants and bars, and sits just under the iconic Story Bridge, and an amazing product. And then we've got Crystal Brook Albion, which is located in Sydney, a much smaller property but a beautiful little guest house. We've got Crystal Brook Byron, which sits at Byron Bay, wonderful destination, high sought after destination. And then we have Crystal Brook Kingsley, which sits in Newcastle as well. So certainly a brand that's growing in size, and we can only hope to continue to grow that brand or grow the brand throughout Australia and international one day.
Well, let's see what happens there. Now we go out to about 100,000 travel advisors out in the market in the U.S. Anything else you'd like to tell them about Crystal Brook or these 3 properties specifically?
I think just honing in on that, what the modern day traveller is looking for, and certainly at the heart of everything that we do around that responsible luxury is really important to us. Come and experience what Crystal Brook has to offer. It's certainly something new, fresh, and that's what we really pride ourselves on as well, is being something new, thinking out of the box as well. And some really dynamic food and beverage spaces also.
And I can attest to that. We had a great meal last night, and I've seen the other restaurants. It is really fantastic. And as we look out here, we can see out into the bay here. It is just an amazing location. Now, where can travel advisors go to get more information about Crystal Brook?
Yeah, of course. Our website is clearly the best. It's www.crystalbrookcollection.com, and via that website, you can visit each and every one of our properties. Each and every one of our food and beverage venues as well. You know, we don't want to be just seen as a great company that's able to operate hotels, but also a great company that's able to operate very successfully food and beverage venues as well. And we have a huge focus on both delivering a beautiful experience through our brand of hotels, whether that be Crystal Brook Riley, Crystal Brook Bailey or Crystal Brook Flynn, but also that we really do know how to put on good food and beverage and great hospitality.
By my mark, you do that superbly. We've been here 2 nights. We're unfortunately have to leave now. We're going to see your other property up in Brisbane, but you said, get more people to come back. I hope soon, in the next couple of years, I'll get back to here, because I had a marvelous experience both at your hotels, out on the Great Barrier Reef, in the rainforest, and it really is. There's so much more I could do here. We're unfortunately, as you know, we're either journalists or travel advisors, and we're on the road constantly checking out the places where your clients want to go. So again, Joel, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you again for hosting us last night at that wonderful dinner, and thank you for hosting us here at the Flynn.
No, you're most welcome, James, and thanks for the opportunity. And one last thing is just, it's wonderful to see people travelling again. Wonderful to be able to host you last night and the team as well. And again, we do this because we're so passionate about the industry, and it's wonderful to see people travelling both domestically and international now.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.